morning. Today is Tuesday, July the 28th, and I wanted to update you guys on what was going on this week. I finished my Clomid for the ovulation on Friday. It was 5 days, and I finished just this last Friday. So then it was time to move on to the ovulation testing, which the first response kit that I bought asked you to start testing on cycle day 5, which is early for most tests. However, it called for me to start testing on day 5. So that's what I did. Even though I was doing the testing starting day 5, I thought it was absolutely crazy because most of the tests don't ask you to start testing until day 12 to 14. So 5 was pretty early, but it's one of those high-tech tests. So it wanted me to start testing at day 5, and I did. But I was getting negative after negative after negative, and it just sucked. I wasn't discouraged by all the negatives. Most women don't ovulate until between days 12 and 14. But that's the point of the medication, is to get you to be somewhat normal. And yes, I'm reading my notes. I apologize. The medication is to make you ovulate normally, so I just wasn't worried. So yesterday morning, I came home and I just proceeded with my testing. It was a horrible morning. My car broke down and it was like smoking everywhere, so Joe had to pick me up and take our car to the shop. So I was already kind of all frustrated, and then I came home and I did my test, expecting it to be negative like all the other days. So I'm sure you can imagine my surprise. Hey you guys, I just took my ovulation test, and look what it says. Oh, I'm shaking, I'm sorry. It says that we're ovulating. Look. Today's cycle day 10, test day 6. I am freaking out right now. So yeah, we're ovulating. Oh my God. So as you can probably tell, I was excited and was shocked to see a yes. To most people, that probably seems like an overreaction to a positive ovulation test. But for somebody, for us, it's already been such an emotional struggle, even only being 2 months into it. So to see that test, it just meant that the medication is working and we're that much closer to having that baby in our arms. And it was awesome because Joe was supposed to be at work and he had to pick me up because my car broke down. So he got to experience it with me. It was emotional. I cried. Well, that's not anything new, but it was emotional and he was shocked. So, yeah, it's just a really amazing feeling. After talking with my doctor and doing some of my own research on that exact brand of testing, I discovered that when you're taking Clomid and have PCOS, there's a slight chance that you can get a false positive on your ovulation test. So I was like seriously bummed out. It doesn't mean that that was a false positive. It just means that the possibility is there because the Clomid mimics that hormone that causes the test to be positive. So because I ovulated on cycle day 10, it's considered a little bit early. And most women don't ovulate until 12 to 14. But I'm not most women, so it's definitely a possibility that I did ovulate, which is what we hope for. So yeah, that was kind of the downer for yesterday. So the answer for that is to just continue testing. Obviously not with that same brand. I have to just use the little cheap tests where it's hard to read it because the line has to be just as dark as the control line, and it's kind of frustrating. But I think I'm going to test until about the 8th of August, and that's when I can also take a pregnancy test. All this testing. But it is what it is. So thank God that I have, such a good support system. And because I mean, this is just, it's really emotionally exhausting. So we are just praying like crazy, talking to God every day about it. But like I said, there's a real possibility that I did ovulate. We just have to look at the reality of the fact that I may have not. So that's just kind of where it stands. Nevertheless, we treated yesterday like it was real. We celebrated, and it was like an emotional day, and I felt so happy inside. We'll know in about 2 weeks if I'm pregnant based on that date being the ovulation date. I'm also going to, just like I said, continue testing for ovulation. And if I get another positive ovulation test, then that means that this one was false, because you're not going to ovulate twice. So we shall see. I'm going to try not to stress because it's not going to do anybody any good. It's exciting to think that I could possibly be pregnant. We're holding on to that, and we're trusting God. And I know that when it's His time, that it's going to happen. But I'm the most impatient person in the world, and that's the frustrating part. So I would love for your continued prayers. So that's it for now. If anything changes, I will update you guys. I'm sorry that this video is on a Tuesday. I want to do my videos every Monday, but yesterday was hectic and I'm not sleeping like I should. The graveyards are horrible. But yeah, just definitely look for an update. If you want to stay updated, then definitely subscribe and let us know how we're doing with the like button. And yeah, I'm going to bed, and I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a great week.